Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Ry Cooder, and this is going to be coming from the 1970s. This is going to be from the Old Grey Whistle test, and Ry's going to be playing through Vigilante Man. So let's get him up on screen and see how he gets on.
Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I've been hearing his name all over the land. Rainy nights down in the engine house, sleeping just as still as a mouse. Man, come along, chased us out in the rain. Was that a vigilante man?
I'm just going to jump in here because this isn't going to be a long video. It's only a few minutes long, but the thing about Ry's playing is the amount of expression and dynamic change that he actually puts into all of his lead playing as well as the rhythm playing. Have a listen out for every single note because he changes it up all the time. This is one of those performances that is in no way one-dimensional. Sometimes you'll get a player who just plays the same volume, the same expression the whole way through, whereas Ry actually puts in dynamic changes within a run. And the way that Ry's playing the slide here is exactly the same way that he's delivering his vocal. And when I say that, I mean that his vocal is slow and deliberate, and when he's playing that slide, he's slowly and deliberately going up to his destination note. He's not snapping up to that note. If he was sliding quickly to the note, you'd get a totally different feel to it. It would almost feel panicked and rushed getting up to the note, whereas the vocal is not like that. So his playing absolutely matches his vocal, and that's why it works so well, and that's why you get a great overall sound. Another thing that he throws in there as well is that deliberate vibrato. It's not super fast and rushed because, again, that would sound out of place. You've got to get into that slow, really soulful kind of vibe that he's going for with the vocal. He can then absolutely mirror that with his playing as well, and that takes a lot of doing to be able to match a particular emotion or a particular vocal with exactly the same voice coming out of the guitar. So as well as having dynamic changes within runs and passages here when Ry's playing, he's got that slide on the little finger, which means that if he wants to, first finger, second finger, and third finger could be used for pull-offs, and then he can combine that with the slide on the little finger. Depending on who you're watching, you'll see that slide change from finger to finger. Some people prefer it on the first or second or third finger. The advantage of that little finger is now you can play fretted notes with the other three fingers. So it means that you can combine techniques really smoothly, and Ry absolutely does that here. You just watch those little runs down at the bottom of the guitar, sliding down into pull-offs and then sliding up as well, going back to pull-offs. It's a really great combination to get a great sound, really unique sound with the runs, being able to combine two totally separate ways of playing. But let's just watch the rest of the video.
Preacher Casey was just a working man, and he said, unite all you working men. Tell me, why does a vigilante man? Tell me, why does a vigilante man carry that sawed-off shotgun in his hand? Would he shoot his brother and sister down? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I've been hearing his name all over the land.
And there we go, that's the end of the performance. But what a great little 3 minutes of performance there, just showing that you can do so much just with a guitar and a voice. This is a great example of not only playing your own way, but singing your own way as well. So many people get hung up on trying to sound like a particular guitarist, but they also get hung up on trying to sound like a particular vocalist who have got their own set of vocal cords that are totally different to what you might have. And it's just one of those things, you've got to get comfortable with your own vocal and your own playing, because if you sing your own way as well, more often than not, it's going to go with your guitar playing, because it's the same brain that is making this music, that is making decisions about where to go, which notes to play. You'll have the same notes start coming out in your vocal ad-libs that come out on the guitar. So you start getting your own unique voice. So this is one of those videos, all the top players, when they sing, it just goes with their guitar playing. I've mentioned Hendrix before. Ry is another example. Just these guys that have got a great playing ability, and their vocal is unique as well, but absolutely goes with what they are playing on the guitar. It's just the same voice coming out of an instrument and then coming from the vocal cords. And I think Ry's mostly known as a great session musician as well. He's worked with so many different bands. He's worked with the Rolling Stones and Eric Clapton as well, Van Morrison, and there's so many names in there. You can look it up on Wikipedia. I think Neil Young's in there as well, but he's done so much session work. And it's funny how when you're listening to the Rolling Stones and you're listening to tracks from back in the day, that you assume that the band are just laying down all of these instruments, whereas Ry played mandolin for Rolling Stones on one of their albums, and also on Sticky Fingers, I think it was, he played some slide guitar. So in the background you have these great session guys like Ry who are laying down some of the instruments. It's not just the band that then you get to hear the final product and are really impressed. It's just these session guys that are laying down such great grooves and great playing in the studio. Interestingly, you can draw that parallel with Glenn Campbell, who I've featured on this channel as well. He was part of the Wrecking Crew and was behind so many hits back in the day. He also played with the Beach Boys, and Ry Cooder played on a Beach Boys track as well. So you get these guys in the background just laying down really fundamental parts of tracks that will then be known under another artist name or another band name. But without these guys, a lot of the top songs and the top hits wouldn't actually have been made, or at least wouldn't sound as good as they do, because it's got such great ability, especially Ry on the slide. He can put so much emotion into it. It'll always bring something to any track that he plays slide guitar on. But Ry's still out there, still playing. I've seen a video of him a couple of years ago just laying down some grooves in the studio, and he's still got that soul. He can still lay down such great grooves as well. We've seen some great playing here with the slide. He also plays banjo, bass, and Hawaiian guitar, slack key guitar. What you find with these guys that were top session guys and are top session guys, they usually have a great ability across a range of instruments, not only just concentrating on one, but they can do a job on so many, and Ry's certainly in that company. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at. Keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!